Well, when I was at Forest Haven, my life was kind of sad there. It was kind of sad. And I was going through some trials and tribulations. So I felt down about it. I felt so sad about it. And I felt so sad that the clients got slapped in the face and everything. And I felt sad when I was down there. They got treated and they got hit with a stick or belt or whatever. And I felt sorry about those clients was treated.
I don't know how the decision was made, but Janice was placed at Forest Haven. And we'd go and see her on the weekends and stuff like that. But I remember one day, she was on the first floor and her room was right around the corner. So we heard her scream. So my father and I went into the room and an attendant was standing over her. What he had done is he had knocked her front teeth out and he was putting cigarettes on her as we were entering the room. Well, we stomped him. My father and I stomped him. And I just remember my father picking her up with her mouth bloody and everything. We just got back in the car and went back to DC. And that was my earliest recollection of Forest Haven. And it really scarred my parents in terms of institutionalization for my sister. And so the issue of taking care of Janice somewhere else never even arose. I guess Janice must have been about 4 or 5 then. Well, unbeknownst to me, at the time, my father had joined Mr. Evans in a class action lawsuit against the District of Columbia regarding Forest Haven.
When we went out that Sunday to see Joy, she was not in her cottage, and they told us that she was in the hospital, but we had never received word that she was in the hospital. They didn't think it was important enough to call the parents and tell them that Joy had had an accident.
When we went out there to see her, she was in the hospital and she had bruises all over her, and nobody could explain why she had the bruises.
And I was on my knees praying, God help Joy. Please don't let her be injured. Please don't let Joy be injured. And I heard in my spirit, you do it. And I said, do what? You help Joy. And I got up off of my knees, and that's when I said, I'm going to take care of my daughter. And when I said I wanted to see the superintendent, anyone in charge, and they took us to the office, and they brought staff people in. And as Harold said, when we complained that we had not been notified of Joy's injuries and why did she have the injuries in the first place, they said, well, if you don't like it, take her home. And I said, well, I'm not going to take her home. I'm going to see you in court. And that was the beginning of our struggle with Forest Haven.
We parents noticed that there were different things going on in Forest Haven against the clients that were out there. That was no good. So that's why we decided we had to close Forest Haven. And we worked with the district government and the federal government to bring our children into the district, into group homes in the District of Columbia.
The class action suit filed by the Evans on behalf of their daughter Joy and other family members resulted in the closing of Forest Haven. With this brought an impetus for major systems change in our community, in our government, resulting in significant public policy agendas that protected these individuals as they moved into the community. Individuals were then given the opportunity to hold jobs, to live in a variety of settings with other people, apartments, community residential facilities, intermediate care facilities. This was a passionate time in our city. The advocacy community, the family members, the self-advocates all came together to make a better quality of life for people who once lived at Forest Haven.
Having them participate in life just like everybody, just like I do, to be able to enjoy the fullest life possible.
You know, the train, ride the subway, ride the bus, go to work, and what I have to do at work. I like to work for people. I like to work with everybody. I don't mind helping out.
To work, to go on vacations, to have what they want to do considered, to be that the driving force of what determines their lives.
They want jobs, and they want to be respected. They want jobs out in the community just like anybody else, and they want to be out there working.
I'm working in the ministry, and I'm working in the gospel field. I'm an employee of the month, and I'm a staff member here.
Hey, now everything is better now, you know. And I got my own place, everything's better, you know. Forest Haven, I take the hotel before I take Forest Haven. The people here, they treat me real good. When I come to work, I just do my job. That's it. Or I do kitchen work, steward, you know, I clean up. You know, I do most of the other things to clean up. I just do anything. You know, I just like to work.
The Mayflower employs people with disabilities because we feel as though they are perfect to make a viable contribution to any organization. You know, when they come in here to work, you know, they bring their light and their experience with them. They're very diligent employees. They're very trustworthy employees. And we couldn't think, quite frankly, of better people to hire.
Employment outcomes for persons with developmental disabilities is a priority for the 21st century. Individuals with disabilities should have greater career options in non-traditional jobs that will open the doors to the arts, to technology, and other creative options for people for the future.
James was part of a program, or a partnership, if you will, between New Visions Photography and CVS in exploring employment opportunities for adults with developmental disabilities. James started out with us, and he went through an initial training course. He did well in that class. James, and then along with the 4 other gentlemen, participated in 6 weeks of training here in the store with a job coach provided by New Visions, along with other coaches within our store who helped along the way. And I'm happy to say that they are now officially members of CVS and are working in the stores.
I said, "Fall down, no, I can't stop breathing. The heart's beating like a drum." I'm too proud, very proud.
I like to come here, work, make money all the time, make pictures. They like about me because I got good talent. I like it here.
The biggest challenge for the future for persons with intellectual disabilities, like my brothers, is inclusion. We know that there are a lot of invisible Latinos with intellectual disabilities out there. We hear that they're incarcerated, that they're homeless, because in order to be able to overcome the hurdles of migrating, you have to be a little bit higher functioning. And so there's this invisible population that we're only beginning to scratch the surface of.
The District of Columbia is home to a wide variety of people from different cultural, ethnic, linguistically, and racially diverse populations, with traditional beliefs and practices that serve as anchors to the quality of life they desire. Agencies, both public and private, must develop their capacity to serve these individuals based on their expressed needs.
We need to listen to people with disabilities. If you can speak for yourself, You wouldn't want nobody to speak for you, right?
If I had joy now, I think I would be a little further along. Forest Haven's gone, but there's another level that we have to overcome.
So right now we're in a situation where we have institutions like ICFMRs, and this is the institution that Janice is in, and this is an 8-person home. And the future is right around the corner. And as we moved from a large institution like Forest Haven to a community-based institutions like this one with 8 people, I hope that we move to a waiver-based situation where the individual needs of my sister and everyone like my sister are paramount. And the way they're taken care of is specifically tailored to what they need, and that would give them the best quality of life.
All right, Janet, that was nice.
I wasn't sure what would happen with Judy, and when she came out from Forest Haven, she was in a group home, but now she lives in an apartment. I went down to visit her several times there. It's a very nice place. I'm just grateful that she is doing as well as she is.
We need a system of community supports that respects and acknowledges each person's right to direct and control their own life, and believes that with assistance, each person can make their own choices about key life issues, such as where to live, where to work, what to do with your free time, who to spend time with, all the things that we all care about most. And we need supports designed and crafted for each person and are responsive to what that person specifically needs in order to live a full life, interacting and connected with people in the community.
Yes, I do live independently, and I love it.
Home on Your Own was started for people with disabilities to show people that, that we can own homes, we can be in the community, so like everyone else. Because like years ago, people didn't even think that people with disabilities should be outside of institutions. Let more have their own homes. When I got my house, because the years are getting put down for having a disability, it took me 2 years to actually realize this house was mine. Because I thought somebody gonna come in here and say, hey, you retarded. We was just kidding with you. Bye. And, make me leave. So it actually took 2 years. And when I realized that the house was mine, I broke down. But it actually took 2 years for me to realize that the house was really mine.
The fundamental challenge we face in the district is to see and respect the gifts, talents, and potential of each person with a developmental disability. We need to stop seeing people as passive recipients of services and acknowledge them as people with rights and preferences just like us.
We have self-advocates out there now that are stepping up to the plate, and they're advocating for their own right, and nobody can tell people that with developmental disabilities what they need any better than the self-advocates. And we have a very strong self-advocate group, and I'm very impressed with them because they don't try to gloss over anything. They tell it just like it is.
I am here on behalf of the district residents with developmental disabilities, many who could not be here today. I strongly support the respect language legislation that has been introduced, and I believe this will make a difference for people with disabilities in community.
There's a big need for Project Action to fight for respectful language. For one thing, Retarded been used so much, it gets used for everyone. It's not representing any of us in the disability community. It's not helping anyone to know us and to suffer us for being who we are. Because we work hard and we deserve to have our time.
Well, my mom and I wanted me to have we always wanted to have a family business. And I came to Arts and Able so I can get more experience. It makes me happy. The work I love to do. And I love art. I would not change this. God gave me a gift. And I'm using my talent.
Individuals with disabilities and their families have begun advocating for themselves for inclusion in decisions for and about them. A commitment by the community at large to the principles of respect, independence, and dignity establishes us all as stakeholders in building futures and creating opportunities.
I hope to see a day where our disability is not that noticed anymore because people accept us. We're not just put in one group and the spotlight is on us over here. No, we with everybody. We're not separate with everybody. So that's why I hope